the second interview I've done with Doodle Brown. I think the first one went pretty well. I think the people are gonna want to see, you know, a second part to it, and they probably gonna want to see some other parts to it too because, you know, like I said, we let our head down. We put it all on the table. You know, nothing's meant to be taken personal. Everything is meant to be, you know, learned about something, and take something in. Everything is a learning experience. You know, as long as we don't take it, you know, and that's what this is all about. You know, that's why it's off the clock. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing. We don't gotta be extra political. We don't gotta get shit all the way right. But it's all about your mindset. It's all about, you know, improving your mindset at the same time and getting understanding where everybody's coming from. So, like I said, once again, welcome to Off the Clock with Mo. I got Doodle Brown with me today, and we're gonna go back at it again.
Was thinking, I'd like to thank Mo for giving me an opportunity to, on this platform, to express myself and my truth, you know, and my life. It might not be applicable to everybody's life, but it's my life, and I tell my story. If it helps anybody, if it helps one person, I'm more than happy, you know. But I feel like we don't have this space. We don't have a space because this is my best friend. He's a police officer, and I've been a criminal all my life.
You know, and you know, and one thing I want to, you know, start off on, because I don't know if a lot of people know, if anybody else know, but I do know, is that you know, you do back Donald Trump up for whatever reason why you back him up. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I don't care that you back him up. It doesn't matter to me. You know, I don't necessarily back him up, but I mean, shit, Trump is who Trump is. You know, at one point people used to put Trump in their rap songs.
But you know, I'm a fan of Trump, though, right?
Yeah, that's what this is.
And you know, I met him, right?
I was getting to that.
Okay.
But you don't already said nothing.
No good ass. I know the man. So
you know, and a lot of people, would they not? Maybe some people won't admit it, and some people will admit it. Is that they was, and you know, Trump was, in rap songs. You know what I'm saying? You had at one time, you had a lot of young black youth that loved Trump because of
that
what
idolized him.
That what he stood for. He stood for a shitload of money. But now, since you're in the political world, it's
a different venue. It's a different venue. It's a different that. You want me to tell the story how I met him?
Yeah,
so people kind of get it.
I ain't never met him. I ain't never seen him in person.
I seen him in person. You know.
Is the wig real or is it fake?
Back then, that was a long time ago. That was 1995, 96.
Was it his actual hair?
I didn't give a fuck because I didn't know who the fuck he was.
I'm just asking you, do you think it? Because I mean,
I didn't give a fuck because I didn't know who the fuck he was. I didn't care. All I cared is that nigga gave me a pocket full of money, and I visited all around Atlantic City, and I didn't have to reach in my pocket.
How much money?
That's all, a whole shitload. I don't. I don't. That's all I. But the people that I was originally there were racist people, and I knew that when I came there. That the people that I was going to be with were racist people. And they worked for Trump. So they the ones that introduced me to him. But when I met Trump, actually the people that gave me the money were the people that worked for Trump. So they gave me the money, they told me not to spend it. They told me, you put that in your pocket, never spend it. And that's what I did. And I never... The feeling that I got, wasn't like we kicked it all day long or no shit. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like I had no in-depth ass conversations with him. But what I got from him, he wasn't like the motherfuckers that I was there with. And even though they were racist, they didn't treat me bad. And I struggle with that in life because a lot of people that people say are racist, I deal with a lot of people that people are saying are racist, and I've never got that from them.
Mm-hmm.
So I struggle with that. So I never got that from Donald Trump. And even though the people that were supposed to be racist I was with, we're not going to go into real detail because I was having sex with their kids and shit. It was where, if anything, I was the nigga and it was the nigga that was not supposed to be there. And I was doing it, but they still accepted me off of my intelligence. They didn't base me, even the race, they didn't put me in a box because of my skin color. What they really gave a fuck about was my intellect. Once I was able to sit, once they got to meet me and talk to me, all that racist shit went out the window.
When you look back at it, do you think that you was Samuel Jackson from Django and they was Candyman?
Sometimes I think about, but I ain't never been no sellout ass nigga.
Because my man that Samuel Jackson played in Candyman was, I guess he pulled the strings. They ain't here for that man. They here for that gal. So they used him for his intelligence. Candyman used him for his intelligence, and when he got shot, when Candyman got shot, that was Samuel Jackson let out that cry.
I say this to that question. When I was really originally brought to these racist people, I just got to prison. I just got out of prison in the military. I just got kicked out the military. And the people that I was going to deal with were military people, and they were racist. And I just got kicked out. And it was but it happened to be the woman that I was messing with. She was rebellious, rich girl. You know Melanie, rich girl. She was rebellious, so she wanted to bring a nigga to the house. And I was the worst nigga that you could bring, because I was a military vet who just got kicked out, who was doing a whole bunch of bad shit. There was a nigga. So she brought me to her white ass daddy house. So she brought me there to slight him, to make him mad. But in the process of the man meeting me, I can tell you stories. We'll have I can tell you some brutal stories about what happened. But in the process of the man meeting me, after I was fucking his daughter in his bed, when he came home and caught me, mafia niggas. After he sat down, after I went and took his dog for a run, I didn't know where I was at. I was in Jersey. It was my first time in Jersey. I didn't know his dog, no nothing. But when that man told me to take his dog for a walk, for a run, then I took his dog for a run. And I didn't know where I was going, and I didn't give a fuck. And when I got back, and the man really sat down and talked to me, it's serious shit. When he sat down and talked to me, and I got to understand that he really wasn't racist. But nobody had ever really sat down to really have an honest conversation with him. And I was there to have that man said it was about 4 o'clock in the morning because he was running the casino. It was about 4 o'clock in the morning, he was at the casino. It was about 4 o'clock in the morning when he got there. I ran his dog for at least an hour. So it was probably about 5. He made his daughter cook us breakfast after he kicked us out of his bed. And he gave me a pocket full of money. After I got to talk to him, and he got to talk to me, and we got to understand that, man, you're not really racist. And that you just ain't never really, maybe you were insensitive to the plight of black people, that you were implicitly biased, because I believe that's what the man was. He was implicitly, it wasn't that he was racist, it's that because he ain't never have to deal with it. You can't go to somebody who's never had cancer and expect them to be able to relate to somebody who's had cancer. So I understood that, and by me being there, and then, man, come on, man.
So fast forwarding, somewhere down the line, you met Donald Trump. And then how did it go when what did you do? Shake hands with him? Gave him a hug?
No, it wasn't even.
What did you do when you saw? What was it like when you encountered Donald Trump?
This is the most powerful thing that I remember about, and this is before I met him. The chick that I was fucking with, me messing with, she was my language, man. She, because I didn't know who Donald Trump was, Mo. I didn't care. It wasn't nothing that was on my radar.
But everybody knew who Donald Trump was.
No, not 95. I didn't.
Everybody
knew.
No,
I didn't.
Trump Towers.
I didn't care.
Boxing.
I didn't care.
You watched boxing, didn't you?
I didn't care.
But did you watch boxing?
I didn't care.
I ain't asked you. Did you care?
I didn't know who that man was.
Did you watch boxing?
Look, Mo, I watched boxing. Only person I knew about boxing was Don King and Mike Tyson. I knew the boxers. I didn't know who Donald Trump was. I didn't know. So she told me, she said, he about to shut down the freeway. Only person I'd ever seen shut down the freeway before then was when Mandela got freed. When Mandela got freed and came to America, he came through Metro Airport. My mama took us out of school, and we went and watched Mandela come here. So that was the first time I'd seen a barrage of limousines and snipers on the roof. That was the first, and I work for the government. I've never seen it like that other than Mandela and Donald Trump. So I seen it with Mandela, and I understood the magnitude of who Mandela was when I saw that all Metro Airport was shut down for him. So when I saw Trump shut down the fucking freeway in a barrage of limousines, and I still didn't give a damn. I really didn't give a damn. When she was telling me, like, oh, I didn't know who Trump was. I didn't care. But then, and I knew who her daddy were. I knew who everybody was. I didn't care. Who was Donald Trump to me? I didn't care. But key to the city. Well, like we slipping, I Curtis all that. Wasn't that kind of situation. But the people that he said, take care of that nigga.
He didn't use them exact words, did he?
No, he didn't use them exact
What exact words he used?
I don't remember. It's been 30 years.
Okay, I'm just saying, because you was at, and you said take care of that.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Because you say that,
everybody
gonna be
people
upset.
Gonna take it the wrong way, right?
Yeah.
People gonna take it the wrong way. But he didn't say them words, but basically he said, show them what we have to offer here. Because I was dealing with people that worked for him, they've been on for a long time. They was family to him. So they like treat him like family. Show him what it is to be one of us. So they ball it out, and just treat it beautifully. That's what I know about it.
So he showed you a good time. Then we're going to fast forward 30 some odd years later. Now, he decides he wants to run for president. He actually wins. He gets elected as a president. Now he's done served 4 years, and in them 4 years,
I made a lot of money when we was in office.
I mean,
I made a shitload of money.
You may have made a shitload of money, but did the comments he make towards people ever affect you? Did it ever make you feel some type of way like this ain't the Donald Trump that I knew 30 plus years ago? I don't like this one, or I see where he coming from.
I understand that the media portrays things the way that they want them to be, and that I take what I see as in actions. A motherfucker can say anything. Motherfuckers run their mouth all the time, but actions always speak louder than words. And what I do know is a man coming out of prison who couldn't get a fucking job to save himself. When Donald Trump was in office, I was able to make money. I made a fucking $250,000. So I don't know what nobody else talking about. So he made it possible for a nigga out of prison. Not like he was like, oh, that's Curtis. I remember him from 1995. Wasn't that kind of issue. But he opened the doors to anybody who wanted to make money. To me, this is my opinion. Anybody who didn't make money is because you fucking didn't want to. Because he opened the doors, whether he's racist or not, because we live in America, the rules, and we have people that are always going to fight on both sides. So even though some might be set for white people, whatever we want to call it, the doors are open for anybody who wants to use them. Our excuse for not, because we don't use them, because we don't try. Just because it might be hard to get them or to do it, but the doors are open, so we can't keep using the excuse to know, did you try? If you tried and it didn't work, or then come tell me that. But nigga, you can't tell me that the system's not fucking working and you didn't try. I'm a nigga who had nothing to, prison nigga, violent crimes, shit against him, can't get a fucking job, can't do nothing. But I made $250,000.
So when Donald Trump said, I'm going to say a couple things. He said Hillary Clinton's going to go to prison.
She should.
He said that I'm going to put a fence. I'm going to put a tall ass fence between a wall.
He got it up, but it ain't all the way they want.
He put a wall. He's going to put a wall up between here and Mexico to keep to keep them out. And then he said, not only that, but I'm gonna keep out the cartel, the thugs, and whatever derogatory word that he used towards Mexicans. How did you feel when he said that towards Mexicans?
You know,
It came out of his mouth directly.
now you know I gotta have Mexican daughter, right? You know my daughter lives in Mexico,
That's
right?
fine.
I'm just saying. So you know, so for you to ask me that question, how I feel about it, I quite naturally I have some kind of feeling about it because my daughter is half Mexican. So it's not like the shit's being said and it don't affect me in some kind of way. So this is my feeling on it.
Mm-hmm.
So I work in the construction field and I build shit and I work with a lot of people, right? So on one hand, I'm a businessman. So on one token, I look at it from a business aspect. And then on the other token, I look at it as a consumer aspect. So I have to look at it from both aspects because I've lived both those sides. So on one aspect, and everybody say what Trump says, but nobody says in totality what that man says. He says if you come here legally, then it's no problem. But the problem is this. And this goes back to the black jobs. No matter how we want to politicize it or we want to state it or make it seem, there's only so many jobs that blacks can get because we're really not qualified to handle the other jobs.
Like what?
If you took, this is my opinion, how many niggas can do complicated math other than dope dealers? How many niggas can you pick off the street that can do my job? You can't find one. It's just that simple.
Why?
Because they haven't had the schooling and they haven't applied themselves to learn it. That's just the truth of the matter.
So Black Wall Street don't mean anything.
No,
yeah, that was complicated,
no,
man.
No, hold on a minute.
That was complicated.
That's a group of people. We're not talking about one single, listen to what I'm saying. There's always an exception to the rule. I'm not negating it. There's a lot of power. I'm a black man with a powerful mind. So I'm not negating the minds of people. What I'm saying is the majority of people, and that's not black people. The majority of, because there's more white people in America than there's black. So we just want to specify the black. So we're just articulating that right now. But the fact of the matter is, for every 2 niggas that can't do nothing, there's 5 white people that can't do it either in this country. So we're just focusing on black. I'm not going to say that for every 2 people that I'm talking to niggas, it's 5 hunkies that can't do this shit. That's the fact of the matter. Because there's more hunkies. So anytime we talk about what niggas ain't doing, there's 5 times more hunkies than this bitch can't do it. So we don't have to get into that because that's what they trying to lead us to. We're just talking about the facts that we can't say that blacks commit more crimes in America when there's more white people in America. So we can't say that. But we play semantics. And because people don't play the numbers game and don't pay attention.
And why would you think that is?
Hmm?
Why do you think that, as you say, complicated math, that I guess black folks can't do?
No, I'm not saying that.
Not as many black people can do complicated
Do you know
math.
who they say are the smartest mathematicians in the world? What white people say are the smartest mathematicians? You know what they say they are?
Who is that?
Dope dealers. They say the dope dealers are the best businessmen, and they are. And I'm going to tell you why. And let me articulate it. I know this for a fact. If you took right now, I can take any brother on the street. I can take my homeboy, my business partner, hood nigga. I can take this nigga, and I can write a fraction on a piece of paper, and he doesn't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but he can bag up an eighth. He can back up a quarter. He can do it in his mind. He can do all the math, all the complicated fractions, decimals, addness. He can do it all in his mind. But if you write it down on paper, he can't do it because that's not his lane. And science showed, all the geniuses know this. The dope dealers are the best mathematicians because they can do all the fractions in their heads that everybody else got to write down. But if you write it down for us, we can't do it because we're not used to their system. We used to grow up in the hood. We know what a big eighth is. We know what a quarter is. We know what a zip is. So we know all the fractions. So because we dealing with it in dope, but we're not dealing in their medium. So but they understand that we know it, but it's only a select few. How many dope dealers? If you would ask the average person, even white or black. So I'm not saying it's a racial issue, but we're talking about blacks. So I'm specifying blacks. But I'm not saying this delegated to blacks. This is our general population. If you went and asked that average person to change a fraction to a decimal, they can't do it.
So he said that Donald Trump, is saying that as long as you come over here legally, it's fine. But if I'm not mistaken, everybody that done came to this country, the country of opportunity, Americana, apple pie,
My daughter's daddy didn't come here legally.
All that stuff. Damn near everybody that done came into this country has came in here for a better life. I don't care. There's only one group of people that has not come in this country.
Niggas.
It's black people. You may want to say niggas because it sounds good.
I agree with that because that's how I talk.
But
not because it sounds good, because it don't sound good.
It don't matter.
But that's the way I talk.
It don't matter if that's how you talk or not. But the only people that came here unwillingly were black people.
African Americans.
Well, black people. So when you look, so when you go to different parts of this country is going to tell you who came here. You go to the West Coast, it's going to say Los Angeles. What white person is lost anything?
Not a name.
What white person is a Santa Fe? What white person is a Nevada?
I agree
What white person is even anything to do with Idaho?
But you keep saying the right word. Whitewash. Because everything's been whitewashed.
Listen. But that just goes to show you from the East Coast to the West Coast, you've had everybody come here and migrated here and everybody that came here to have a good life, to have a chance, all did not come here
legally.
Listen, air quoted legally. But then when you sit there and say a Spanish person from Mexico cannot come here because they ain't doing it legally, but they got land over here named after them.
Look, Mo, I agree with you.
They're not doing anything but coming home.
My daughter people here is Mexican.
That's fine.
So I agree with you.
But when he say, as long as you do it legally, your ancestors came over here and didn't do no paperwork to come here. When every time you look at your not your ancestors, but say his ancestors, anybody like him, say I came over here with $1 in my pocket. Everybody on the Titanic that was coming over here that died wasn't coming over here legally.
So let me pose this question to you. I agree with you. I'm not debating with you. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just posing this question because I deal with it as a businessman and I deal with it as a regular citizen. So let me pose this to you as a businessman, or just really it's applicable to the average citizen. So I dig this. America's a melting pot. So we're built on foreigners. So what you're saying is absolutely applicable. So I'm not going to negate that. But it comes to a point to, and this comes from a man who deals in the business world, that if I got, like me, I'm a black man. I'm a black man. So, so I'm a black man, and I have a skill set, right? And I'm good at what I do. But you got Mexicans coming across the border. I'm telling you the facts. I'm not telling you what I think. I'm not telling you what Donald Trump says. I'm not telling you what nobody else says. I'm telling you what I know. I'm telling you what I know. They come over here, and I'm not mad at them. I'm just telling you the facts. They come over here, they underbid because their money, the money that we make, so they don't mind underbidding us. And I'm not mad at them. I'm just telling you the facts. So I understand what he's saying. So they are coming here and taking black jobs. They're coming here and taking white jobs. And they're doing that because they're coming here and they're willing to work for less money than you, and they're willing to work for less money than me. And then they sit up and they stack the money. 10 of them live in one house. I'm telling you, my daughter mama Mexican. I'm telling you what I know. So I know what he's saying. I don't necessarily agree with it, but what he's saying is the truth. So he's looking at it from a political aspect for American citizens. So as for an American citizen, right now, there's more Arabics. Man, I see more Arabics. Arabics run KFCs, Church's Chickens. Niggas eat chicken, though the nigga own a chicken spot. But Arabics that came in, they own up everything, and they selling chicken. They sell a liquor store. They got gas stations. They come here, and they not here legally. I deal with these people.
Everybody ancestry except for black people that come here at some point illegally. I'm gonna ask you a question. I'm gonna ask you a question. Where does the word that you say you're highly intelligent, right?
I think so.
Yeah, you think so. You say that you have a genius mindset, right?
I think so.
Yeah, you say so. Where does the word sheriff come from?
Sheriff.
Yeah.
I've never indulged in that word. Enlighten me.
All right, the word sheriff is the Irish word that comes sheriff.
It's Irish.
It's Irish. Sheriff.
Sheriff. All
yes,
right.
that's where it comes from.
And what's the meaning of it? The total meaning of it?
It's for policing.
All right.
Sheriff.
It's
and when you come to America, it's called sheriff.
All right.
Ain't shit. When you say sheriff, you're speaking Irish.
So when you say Curtis, you speak in English. My name is not an American name.
No, it's not. So that furthermore lets you know. That furthermore lets you know that everything here
is of different descent.
It's of different descent.
We don't have.
So if I sit up here and tell this Irish person, I
agree with you.
No, I ain't saying you don't agree with me. I'm not saying you don't agree with me. But everybody that comes here at some point or another either came here illegally and still are coming here illegally, but for some reason they pinpoint the Mexican person because they got
you got to demonize somebody.
Because I see you coming over here through the cross over
this is my
the El Paso River or whatever it is,
so I can finish my viewpoint.
And so forth. So you're gonna demonize a Spanish person who is Mexican from coming over here to do the same thing
that you wanted to do.
That this Irish person did.
That's where I'm at.
That this Italian person
did. I'm not mad at them.
Where do you think the mob come from?
Right. I'm not mad at them.
Listen. It comes from.
I
Italy.
agree with you.
So you brought so these Italians brought their Italian ways here, but they never demonized that Italian life.
They did, but they didn't.
They turned white.
Right, they were able to
Italian,
turn white.
Irish,
that's the difference.
White.
Say that then.
Mexicans, you're gonna look at it as just being Mexican.
They can't turn white. Say that then, though. If you're gonna say that shit, Mo, then say that shit.
But they can, but they choose not to want them to be.
Mexicans can't never be white
because they don't want to be.
Because I agree with what you said.
Italians don't have to be white either, but they say, you know what? For me to have this advantage, I'm gonna say
because I agree with what you're saying. I agree with this.
If I'm Irish, regardless of what part of Ireland I'm from.
This country
I'm gonna commit
is
myself
based
being white.
off of Milton.
So then when the former president met, run for president.
I agree with you.
It's saying that you can't come. It's pointing the finger and saying you can't come over here.
I don't think he should demonize the people.
But he's
demonizing the people.
But he never pointed his finger and say, "Hey, Irish person, you can't come over here illegally." He's never said, "Italian person, you cannot come over here illegally." He hasn't even said, "Muslims, you cannot come over here illegally." But what he has said is that Mexicans, you're cartels, you're rapists, you're drug dealers, you're criminals, and we don't want you here.
I can agree with that, but then we have to go by off the numbers. Are Italians coming here in large numbers? What he really needs to be addressing, and this is just my opinion. Don't beat me in the head for it. But this is my opinion because I travel this country and I deal with a lot of people. If he really needs to worry about a race of people that's coming as Muslims, and it's not Mexicans. Because Muslims have invaded this fucking country and they run shit here and ain't nobody saying nothing about this shit.
Everybody has come to this country and runs. If you go to New York, what do you think? Where do you think icy come? The ice cream ices come from? Italian ices.
Right. They talk about Mexicans.
Italian
Mexicans
ices.
not destroying this bitch.
Italian ices.
Other motherfuckers coming here.
Everything that happens, but I don't want to stay on my soapbox with this. But at the same, at another point, with your with Donald Trump that's running for president and once was president before, has said a lot of things,
hateful things.
Yeah, he said.
But on both sides, though, Mo. Don't just point fingers at Donald. They've been said on both sides.
Well,
I'm not vindicating nobody.
I don't remember hearing anything.
You know, I can pull them up. We can get your laptop out and they said they would kill Donald Trump.
I don't remember anybody that run for president gonna say I want to.
I'm talking about politicians saying they would eliminate him.
They said they would eliminate the Pope. But either way it go, I have yet to hear, Maybe they believe this, maybe they don't believe it. But
Who
I
we
have
talking
never
about?
any presidential.
I'm talking. Who we talking about believing it though?
But when Donald Trump says it,
All right.
When
followers.
When Donald Trump says it, they do it, and I believe every presidential candidate knows the power that they hold with their mouth. And if I say this, I'm gonna have a shitload of followers that's gonna do this.
But is that applicable across the board? Is that applicable for everybody, just not Donald Trump?
No.
That's the only thing I'm asking. That's the only thing I'm asking.
Yeah, if the president says it, I got followers that's gonna do it.
So that's all I'm asking. So it don't just apply to Donald.
No, it don't
apply across the board.
It applies to everybody across the board. But the thing about it is that Donald has said it, and they have done it, and they accepted that challenge. Now, at one point,
am I justified for your actions?
No, you're not justified.
I can go tell you to kill anybody. Am I justified if you go out and kill them? I can suggest it. I don't control you.
No. My action is my action.
So that's the same thing going on with Donald Trump. He ain't making nobody. He ain't putting no trigger. He ain't putting no gun in nobody's hand. He not doing none of that.
But when
you have a right to freedom of speech, right?
To a degree.
He not inciting. He not inciting.
He did incite a riot.
No, he didn't.
January 6th was a riot.
No, he didn't incite that.
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't. He didn't say, you motherfuckers go right. He didn't do that.
He was on a podium and said, I'm going to join you. Look it up. So, he said, I'm going to join. He said, he don't want peace there.
This is what we have to understand
he
about
went on the
English
podium
language.
and said, I will be there with you.
This is what we have to understand about English language and our right under the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. He has the right as a U.S. citizen to buck the government. Can't nobody say nothing to him. He has that right. So everybody keeps saying what they want to. Because if they're going to negate his right, then they got to negate their right. So we can't go around negating nobody's right, then think that we got the right to say shit. So we can't censor that man. He did not go tell. So we can't do that. If that's the case, Farrakhan is a fucking bigot. If that's the case, everybody, one of my favorite people right now, Cornel West, he's a fucking bigot then. If we gonna base it off of that. If we're gonna base it off of that.
Well, you could base it off of that because when Martin Luther King said, we're gonna march, we marched. When Malcolm X said, I'm gonna stand up for my people, and my people are gonna stand up for themselves. Malcolm X stood up for his people, and the people stood up for themselves. Martin Luther King said, non-violence, 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 non-violence. It was non-violence. People sat at diners and got beat, but didn't hit nobody.
Was non-violence ever accepted?
No. But didn't happen. But then when Donald Trump says, we will take over our government, and you got people with hats on and horns on that's going out and calling out people's names to hurt them.
Constitutional right.
That's inciting.
That's what the Tea Party was.
That's inciting.
That's not inciting a riot. No, it's not.
How is it not inciting a riot when I tell you I'm going to be right there with you?
Because we have the right to buck the government.
And you go right.
That does not constitute. It's a difference between being a mob and being a legal mob. Because the government is a legal mob. The police are a legal mob. The military is a legal mob. He's legal in what he's doing. He's a legal mob. He has the right under our Constitution to do what the fuck he did. That's just plain and simple. And anybody who argues that can't say shit ever. They need to stop talking because they can never say anything because they negated his right. If we have the right to freedom of speech, he didn't go say pick up your guns. He expressed the way he felt bucking the government. He has that right.
So let me ask you this question.
I'm not saying I agree with it.
I'm not saying you do agree with it.
I'm not saying I agree with it.
If I sit outside your house 3 streets down, and I got a group of people that's following me, and I tell these group of people that since I don't like Doodle Brown, and I want y'all to go over there and let him know I do not like him, and we're gonna overtake everything that he's got because he has stolen from me. He stole from me, and they run to your house and tear your house up and take everything out your house, and they bring you out the house too. Did I incite a riot?
You know why it's not applicable?
No, I'm asking you a question.
No, that's not applicable.
No, I'm asking you, did I incite a riot?
No, because Curtis is not the government, and I don't have no legal right to that. But you're talking
No.
two different stories,
No,
Mo.
no, because
They're two
I
different stories.
incited a riot.
No, they're two different. No,
I
they're
incited a
not
riot.
applicable, bro.
Can you call a bomb in a movie theater?
Look here.
Can you call a bomb in a movie theater?
Curtis ain't got no them rights that are rodent.
Can I call a bomb in a movie theater?
Donald Trump didn't say bomb.
No, I'm asking you a question.
No, but
Can
you,
I call
you're
a
asking me a
bomb?
question, but it's not applicable to
I'm
Donald
asking
Trump,
you a question. Can I call a bomb in a
No,
movie
I
theater?
can't.
Is the movie theater the government?
Huh? No, it's not. It's
Okay,
a private
my
entity.
point is that. So if I incite a riot to your house, I can be held accountable for that. It's a reason why he got found guilty on 36 different felonies.
Did he say? Listen to what I'm saying. Just because a motherfucker find you guilty don't mean because I was sent to prison for killing a motherfucker in my own house, and I didn't do nothing wrong. So anybody can miss me about the legality of bullshit. So motherfucking believe what they want to. The facts of the matter are, he did not incite a riot. He has the right to express himself peaceably, and he did that. He didn't tell motherfucker. So if a motherfucker perceives that, because I didn't incite riots, and I didn't do those things. I didn't incite a whole bunch of bad shit by my words, but I ain't never told nobody to go do nothing. What they perceive from it, that's in their heart.
Well, I'm gonna agree to disagree.
I'm just
I'm gonna agree to disagree because I believe cold-heartedly that he incited the riot, but that is what it is.
I believe it's hate on both sides. I don't fight.
I don't care for politics. I don't care for politics. I believe all politicians
are crooked. They crooked on both sides.
I don't believe that I could be on the left side and the right side.
That's my only point in defending Trump.
And think that I don't like you so much that I'm gonna sit in this room with you each and every day.
Do you hear what I'm saying? That's my only point in defending Trump. They're crooked on both sides. Yeah, so I'm not saying he's the. What I'm saying is they both crooked. So we can't just point out what because they both crooks.
I don't believe in politics. I don't necessarily like talking about politics per se because there's no
win.
No, there is no win.
There's no win.
There isn't no win. You know, and then on the flip side, as people have noticed, have come to find out that Biden has dropped out of the presidential race.
I missed that. That happened today?
I think it was today or yesterday.
I was partying. That was the Down River Fest. I've been partying.
But he did drop out, and I believe the reason why he dropped out is because of his health reason. His doctors told him that he's not suitable to be president.
You know why I think he didn't want to drop out? And I believe this because everybody talks about Donald Trump being a racist. And in my viewpoint, the only reason Biden didn't want to drop out is because he got a black woman behind him. And he didn't want that nigga bitch and that's just my viewpoint. There ain't nobody got to agree with that. But he did the most racist shit to me by continuing to stay in when he's not capable of doing the job, all because if he had a white man behind him, he'd have been dropped, in my opinion.
I think it's ego.
Not only ego, no, he don't want that nigga bitch to be president.
I think it's ego because because I feel as if he knew that if anything was to happen, that's what would be
black
it.
Woman.
Yeah.
So I believe that he's more racist than Trump is. I believe that because if he wasn't, he would have set his ass down and let the vice president take her do her job.
But why he endorse her?
Listen, you can say what you want to. You can say you endorse her, but if he was really endorsing her, he'd have set the fuck down.
He did step down.
No, he'd have been did it. He destroyed her because he should have stepped down. He shouldn't even try it again.
It's an ego.
I feel it's ego thing.
It's an ego thing, and it's also this is what we do thing.
It was racist to me. It was racist to me.
It was this is what we do thing.
I feel like this. If Hillary Clinton would have been his vice president, he'd have stepped the fuck down. It would have never been a problem. But because it's a black woman, and they think that she's not capable of fulfilling the job, and it's a racist issue, is the only reason Biden didn't want to step. That's my opinion. And I ain't never heard nobody else say it, but that's my opinion. Mm-hmm. Because she's a black woman, everybody talking about how racist Trump is. In my opinion, the biggest racist is Biden because he should have been stepped down and let Camille do her fucking job.
Well, if he is racist, if he is prejudiced, I don't know 100% the difference between his prejudice and his racist and Donald Trump's prejudice or his racist is that it is outspoken. It is outspoken. That to me that's the difference, which I can care less about politics and things like that,
Right.
stuff
We
like that.
just discussing this shit.
But I do believe, I know a lot of people say that the assassination of Donald Trump was fake. I do not believe it was fake. I believe it was for real. But the thing about it is, it was a 20-year-old kid that tried to
manipulated.
That tried to assassinate the president with an AR-15 that has handgun rounds.
This is my question, right? And this is what nobody is asking, right? This is my question. If Donald Trump is so racist, why a white boy trying to kill him?
I mean, shit, that ain't no different than the freedom riders for the civil rights. That ain't no different than the freedom riders for civil rights. That white folks that was
I'm not saying it's not, but I'm just asking. Nobody's posed that question yet.
But I'm telling you,
I'm posing to you.
This the same reason why the freedom riders are the civil rights.
So that white boy was a freedom fighter.
That had white people.
So was that white boy a freedom fighter?
I don't know if he was a freedom fighter or not, but at the same time, the same reason why white folks stood up for black civil rights and died during that time.
So let me ask you this: you saw his mama, you saw his daddy.
No, I ain't seen neither one of them.
You ain't seen them on the news. They're on the news. So ask me this question: when you look, I'm not racist. You know me. I'm bunky. I'm a white nigga from what niggas call it. So I'm far from racist. But if you look at them white people, they don't like niggas. When you look at them, when you look at that white boy who shot at him, when you look at his fucking daddy, when you look at his mama, them are not nigga lovers. Why is that white boy who mama and daddy and he not a nigga lover? I don't give a fuck what nobody say. That nigga don't give a fuck about niggas. Why is that white boy shooting at Donald Trump?
Have you ever not seen somebody who didn't like their parents, they didn't like black people?
No, I'm just asking. I'm just posing.
I mean, you said it earlier. Your girlfriend at the time took you to a man's house who didn't like black people. But evidently she liked black people.
Yes.
So
maybe the son like black people and the family don't.
That's possible.
All right. I see what you said. I see what you said.
Yeah, that's possible. Who knows?
It just sounds crazy to me though.
Who knows why? I believe that the assassination was real.
I know it was real, but I'm just trying to figure out why is a white boy who, if you really, he made donations to different parties and shit. He's been, even though he's too young, he's had affiliations with BlackRock and BlackRock is big money. And because people don't pay attention, don't really understand who these entities are when we hear these names, we don't understand the entities they dealing with. If you made a $5 donation, it don't matter. If you made a $5 donation, you made a $5 donation to somebody you've investigated. You're not just sending no money to nobody. So you agree with what they're saying. So if Donald Trump is bucking that, I'm not saying, I'm just posing bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So if Donald Trump is bucking that, you got to get rid of him. And it's not a color issue. It's a money issue because BlackRock is money. BlackRock ain't color. And we so busy focused on the color. And I tell everybody this about Donald Trump. The only fucking color that nigga sees is fucking green. And anybody who believes anything other than that is misleading themselves. Listen, I agree, he'll fuck you, he'll fuck me, he'll fuck anybody over the green. But it ain't got nothing to do with nobody's color.
Well, man, it may not, but he do a hell of a good job of putting the color in there.
I ain't saying he don't. I'm just saying.
He do a hell of a good job of putting the color in there.
And I agree with what you were saying earlier, and this wasn't on camera, this wasn't on when we were discussing it, because we discussed it a couple of weeks ago after the debate, is that, and you made a very valid point. You always make valid points. You made a very valid point. But my argument to it, not my argument to that, but my rebuttal to that was this, that I agree with you, and that my problem with Donald Trump is that he doesn't refute. It's not that he so much promotes it, but my belief is this. If you don't say nothing, you're just as guilty as everybody else. So I feel like he's guilty because he ain't saying the right shit. He's not saying necessarily the worst shit, but he ain't standing up for what's right either. Because he's about the money. It's not about color to him. So I'm never trying to justify him, but what I'm trying to explain to people is he'll fuck a white man, he'll fuck an Asian, he'll fuck any other color, he don't give a fuck. It ain't got nothing to do with that about him. So he's not really he's prejudiced. I will tell you that first and foremost. He's prejudiced, but he's not racist. Because if he's racist, then he racist against himself. Because the only color he like is green.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you from a nigga that the only color he like is green. In my opinion.
And then you said earlier that that you did time, in prison for killing somebody. Did you actually kill the person? Because you came home in less than 20 years.
I took his life and I resuscitated him.
Mm-hmm.
And then I called the police.
And then you said that he came to your house.
Yeah, he came to my house.
How did he get in your house?
I mean, I already said time. You want to know the whole truth?
I mean,
so
I think everybody want to know the truth.
This is the man that I was taking care of. I was taking care of his family. I was doing a lot of bad shit at the time, so I had a lot of money, Mo. You know what I'm saying? I was dealing with a lot of mobsters, a lot of gang members. I was under federal investigation. I was doing a lot of bad shit.
Mm-hmm.
So the feds had ran me off the block, and I called myself running from going to prison with the feds, because everybody around me was going to prison. Murderers, RICO Act shit, big shit, not no bullshit. So the feds ran me off the block, and this was a nigga I was taking care of him and his wife, because they didn't have no money. So I was buying all everything they needed, Then you know me, Mo. So I called myself doing a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Cigarettes, food, whatever they needed. And the man offered for his wife to cook for me, because I'm a hood nigga. And I just pop in and out. But when I would come in the house, because I was taking care of everybody, and they was living in a secure building, mafia mob niggas in this building. So the building was getting taken care of. So they said they would feed me. You know what I'm saying? When I'm there, his woman cooked for me. That nothing I asked for. A lot of problems. My girl was a problem, man, but the man attacked me in my house.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't nobody's bitch. You know me. I fight like a motherfucker. I didn't have my ass whooped a lot, but I fight like a motherfucker. And he was whooping my ass. I ain't never feared for my life. I've been beat to death, but at them times I never feared for my life.
Mm-hmm.
I was fearing for my life.
What did he do to have you fear for your life? When he had a knife to you?
He was throwing me through walls.
Mm-hmm.
When the private investigators come to my house, there was holes where he had been throwing me around and whooping my ass.
How big was he?
Body prints.
How big was he?
He was 6'8", 280, something. He's a big motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
He's whooping my ass in my house.
Yeah.
You know I always carry a knife.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to have to stab him more. But he was whooping my ass. And I was scared. And I ain't never been scared.
Mm-hmm.
This nigga was gonna kill me in my house. No. Nigga ain't gonna kill me in my house. I got a reputation. Nigga ain't gonna come. I did what any nigga would do. I cut that nigga every fucking place I fucking could. No heart. Then I felt bad.
Mm-hmm.
Then I felt bad because I knew he was dead. Now, I didn't want to have to kill him.
So how many times do you believe or did you know that you stabbed the
I
individual?
stabbed him 13 times.
Where at?
All in his face, his eye, I cut his throat.
Uh-huh.
I stabbed him right next to his heart, all in his lung.
Okay.
I had to, Mo, and I didn't have time to think about it.
Mm-hmm.
By the time I came to, I had already cut him.
Mm-hmm.
It was too late.
So who called the police?
I did.
Okay.
Because he was dead, and I told him I had to bring his ass back.
Mm-hmm.
And I called him, and I was on the phone with him the whole time, telling him what I was doing.
So all that happens. You go to court. You had an attorney you paid for. You had a court-appointed attorney.
Court-appointed, because I felt bad, Mo, because I did some shit. I did a lot of bad shit, but I didn't want to do that shit to him.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't think it was going.
So you go to court. You got a court-appointed attorney. Evidently, you was found guilty. And you did how many years?
6 years. I never got a deal. They never offered me a deal.
Okay, so they didn't offer you a deal. You got 6
My
years.
lawyer, I ended up switching lawyers, and my lawyer went and begged because they was about to fry me.
Fry you meaning what?
They didn't want to give me no deal. It was blood, all the evidence.
I mean,
was
what
all
they
over me.
gonna do? Give you 20 years?
19 years.
Mm-hmm.
And my lawyer went and begged and pleaded. I ended up switching lawyers while we was picking my jury.
So you had a jury trial, or y'all?
I was picking my jury.
Uh-huh.
I sat in Wayne County Jail for a year because I didn't do nothing wrong. So later on, after the years, I felt bad for stabbing him so many times. After but it wasn't never that I had a chance to think about.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to save my life. So
Was the person on drugs?
he was high. We had been drinking.
I mean, when I say on drugs, is him taking drugs something that he did on a regular basis?
No. This was a nigga that
Oh, was he
we
an
used to
alcoholic?
read the Bible together.
Mm-hmm.
I used to give him Bible material. He got drunk that day. He'd attacked me before that, and I was able to get him off me, Mo. It was all in court. He'd attacked me the first, and I'm a strong nigga. So the first time he attacked me, I was good. I was able to get that nigga, you know what I'm saying? And I hemmed him up and choked him out in the hallway. And I went and told his woman what had happened. This is what they used against me. I went and told her, I said, look, because his name Curtis too. I said, Curtis attacked me. Because, you know, I fight, so I'm panicking. I ain't worried about no fighting shit.
You spelled this with one S or two S's too?
It's with one S. So I went and told this woman, they were right across the hall from me. I said, Curtis attacked me. He passed out in the hallway. I choked him out. And she was telling me to wake him up. But I was scared because of the way he was drunk, and I didn't want him to go back in the house with her. And I already choked him out. He was sleeping in the hallway.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, fuck it. You know, I'm not going to wake him up. But I told her, I said, when he wake up, I'm going to cut into him. These are my exact words. I said, when he sober his ass up, when he wake up, I'm going to cut into him and tell him about himself. When we got to court, they act like me saying I was going to cut into him was the whole fact that I was going, because I stabbed him 13 times. It ain't had nothing, but I'm just, you know how niggas talk. I'm like, I'm cutting this nigga in the morning, you know what I'm saying? Because I fight all the time. Me and my niggas fight all the time. So it ain't never no, you know what I'm saying? We punch each fucking teeth out. It ain't no fucking, that big of a fucking issue to us. So I wasn't pressed about the fight. You know what I'm saying? I was not mad enough to kill that nigga. You know what I'm saying?
So with you being as articulate as you are, as smart as you are, and when you tell these attorneys or judges or whatever it is like that, when you saying this shit in your head, I'ma cut into them. Did it ever dawn on you to say that these white folks don't know what it means when I say I'ma cut into you?
I tried it. Did nobody give a fuck?
No, I'm saying in your head before you said I'ma cut into them.
Who's thinking about that when you fighting?
No, not when you're fighting. When you're telling your story.
No, I never told that to my attorney.
Oh.
This is what this woman told them.
Oh.
That I told her after I choked him out in the hallway.
Oh.
When I went and told her, because I was scared he was going to kill her. And I didn't want to wake that nigga up.
So you told her.
So I told
I'm
her.
cut it to him.
I'm like, when he wake up, when he sober up, I'm going to cut it to him, tell him about himself.
So then when she went, when they investigated
her,
she told them
that I told them that I was going to cut into that nigga.
And it just so happened you cut it
I
to him.
cut them all up. And wasn't nobody trying to hear it. And I'm like, that's not what I was saying.
It's your word against her word.
And he lied and said that me and him wasn't fighting. She told him that she heard us fighting over in the apartment. Nobody gave a fuck. The judicial system, everything showed that I was right. But it was because I was fucking around, because I was on for an investigation. This is the truth. The problem was, I should have never went to prison. The problem was because I was doing some stupid shit that I didn't have no fucking business doing. And the feds wanted me off the street, and they couldn't get me off the street for the stupid shit I was doing, so they hit my dumb ass up on some bullshit. That's the truth.
So did you have a jury trial, or they just?
I ended up taking the case. I ended up taking a plea bargain when I was picking my jury, because my lawyer, after I switched lawyers, she come in and she like, look, because we don't like to believe this, but all the lawyers and judges kick it and talk.
Well, yeah. So
she come and just let me know, like, they're about to fry your ass. Plain and simple. She like, because they had never offered me a deal. You get a deal early, but I've been there a year. They never gave me a deal. They was like, nigga, we got your ass. They had the rights. We're not giving you no fucking deal. They never offered me a fucking deal. Till I was picking my jury, and my new lawyer was like, man, and I was going to take the 19 years, Mo, because I was going to fight. Because I didn't do nothing fucking wrong.
Okay.
And she begged me. My lawyer begged me. She's like, man, look. They about to fry you.
Fry you would give you 19 years.
Give you 19 years. It's like they about to fry you.
And eligible for parole when? Because evidently it's not first degree. So you would have been eligible for parole in how long?
I don't know, Mo. Okay. But they was trying to give me 19 years.
Mm-hmm.
But violent crimes, they really not trying to get nobody, so I was going to do the 19.
Well, as long as it's never first degree murder, it's always a parole. It's always a parole. When they say 19 years mean you can show your ass as much as you want to show your ass for 19 years. Just know that if I give you 19 years,
you might not be getting out if you show your ass.
But if I say you're eligible for parole in 10, you're not gonna be paroled in 10. Your company's gonna continue
go up to that 19.
Up to that 19.
To the max.
Yeah.
I understand. I'm a prison nigga. What I'm saying is this. I was gonna do 19 years.
Okay. So they gave you a deal.
My lawyer went and begged for me a deal.
And you got 6 years.
That's what they came with. That's
okay.
not what they came with.
So I'm saying you ended up with 6 years.
I ended up with the 6.
And your first night in prison, after leaving the county, and they told you pack up your shit, get your bed, get your shit, and we shipping you off. What was your first night in prison versus your time in the county?
Prison time is better than county time.
Why is prison time better than county time?
I never understood it when I was here, because I've been in prison before, but I was in the military brig. So they're different prisons. But this was my first time going to a regular prison. So, and military prison is hard. I was fed bread and water in prison for the military. It's a whole totally different prison. So, when all the niggas from prison, from Ritz was coming down, I was having to fight all these niggas. Because I was a rock boss. So, I was having to fight all these niggas come from prison. When they come down on their Ritz and shit, to the county and shit, because I'm there a year. And they all talking about, man, send me back to prison. And I'm like, because I'm thinking military prison, because I've been fed bread and water, and I've been in a maximum security military prison. So the whole time, I'm like, no. I'm like, no, I don't want to go to prison. Mm-hmm. But once I got there, I understood what they were saying. Totally different animal. Even though the first week I was there, I heard a man kill himself.
What's the difference between prison and county jail?
County jail is brutal. I've watched more people die in the county jail than I ever could see in prison. Wayne County Jail is brutal than a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Just that simple. When you in the county jail, you don't never know who's coming there. You know, when you get to prison, it's kind of classified. You know, they classify you and shit. You know, once you go through the bubble, once you go through Jackson, they separate you. Murderers, rapists, you know what I'm saying? Classification levels. And they kind of do that to some level in the Wayne County Jail, but it don't really, it's not the same thing. And then you get a lot of the influx of young people. Wayne County Jail is brutal. You, as a prisoner, you would rather go to prison than to be stuck in the Wayne County, in any county jail. I didn't understand that till I got to a regular prison, because my thought process was on a military prison, because that's all I knew. So I didn't know what a regular prison was like, you know. So I'm like, whoa, these niggas gonna be feeding me bread and water. I'm like, different. You know? But when I got to prison, best peace I ever had in my life.
How was that peace?
When I got to prison, all I had to do was worry about Curtis.
And when you say all I do is worry about Curtis, what is all I got to do is worry about Curtis in prison versus being in the county jail, or just what is that completely?
It's different
because some of us have never been to prison.
I'm talking about
being one.
When I say I landed, when I'm talking about when I got to prison, I had peace. They're two different total topics, so I went off topic, but they're still on the same topic. As far as Wayne County Jail, you dealing with so many, and you don't get no freedom. There's no freedom in the Wayne County Jail. You know, if you're on the new side, I can get time on both sides. A lot of time on both sides. On the new side, you got a little bit of freedom, but it's not really, you know, you in a cage with a group of people. And even when you get to prison, you still, but you get able to, you can go walk the yard. You know what I'm saying? You can go outside, you might be able to go plant you a garden. You know what I'm saying? You can walk and go to the library. You know, even though you're in prison. You know what I'm saying? You can go, when you're in the Wayne County Jail, no, nigga. Especially if you're on the old side. My last bit on the old side was the most brutal shit I've ever been through. Ain't no 24-hour fucking lockdown. Niggas want to glorify prison and jail and all that shit. This shit ain't for nobody. Turn you to a fucking animal.
So you go from, you leave Wayne County, you go to Jackson. Jackson is the prison now. It isn't what it used to be. Jackson in prison now is the prison that they send you to determine
it's the bubble.
Where you gonna go.
It's the bubble. It's always been that way. It's the bubble.
Well,
it's the hub.
But Jackson wasn't always the bubble.
Jackson
is what they call a first generation prison.
No,
because it's stacked.
But if you
Jackson
understand that
Jackson was stacked. So it used to be a prison.
But that's on one side of the wall.
Jackson used to be a prison to where you did your 20 years, your life.
You still do prison in Jackson. It's still that way.
But it was never.
It was never a quarantine there?
No, it was never a quarantine. At one time, it was never a quarantine prison.
All right.
That's why Jackson is
it's famous. Jackson's famous.
Yeah, and it's considered the first generation prison.
All right.
To where you got where it's stacked. Where
it's
they got put
I heard a nigga jump off the third tier and kill himself.
And that's the reason why prisons have changed up to
most
pods.
Brutal shit I've never heard in my life.
That's why prisons have changed to pods.
Right, because
that's
now, why I never knew that.
That's the reason why they changed the pods.
All right.
So if you look at a pod, is you on this floor, on the bottom floor, and you on the second floor. Then you go to another pod. You on this floor, you on the second floor, because the first generations of prisons
was 3 and 4 floors,
or higher.
Yeah, right.
Or higher.
That's why. All right. I see.
You know what I'm saying? So Jackson is not that prison it used to be. Because now they send you other places to newer prisons.
They just quarantine you there and they segregate you after that.
Right.
But nigga, I watched a nigga jumped off the top tier right outside my cell. Head splashed, his teeth everywhere. It was the most brutal shit. I done watched niggas kill themselves in jail in the Wayne County jail. I done watched niggas die in the Wayne County jail. I done watched niggas die in Dickerson. I done watched, but the most brutal shit I never heard in my life. I watched niggas' brain stumped out in the Wayne County jail in the bullpen and got his life took. And it wasn't as brutal as when I heard that nigga body splash from the third motherfucking fourth, the highest tier in Wayne County, in Jackson facility. The nigga did a swan dive. And the sound was fucking horrific. And it was.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I believe it. What, man, I ain't never would, but I believe it. You know, I believe it is. You know, because because when you doing jail time, then you go from jail time. You go from the city that whatever your case happened at. You go from that jail to, all right, now you going to the county. Sometimes the county pick you up, or statewide pick you up. Statewide pick you up. You're going around everywhere to pick up other people to take you to the county. Then you're using statewide to go to court too sometimes, or sometimes or the county will drop you off, or the city come pick you up. And a lot of times people don't understand that jail and prison is two different things.
Totally different things.
And when they say you're going to the penitentiary, well, I ain't gonna say I'm a history buff, but I like to know the backstory of shit a lot.
That's facts.
And penitentiary actually stands for repenting.
Yes, it's repentance.
Because in the early years,
we don't do no rehabilitation.
In the early years, they used to have a Catholic father walk around the prison, and you would say what it was you did to repent your sins. That's why they call it a penitentiary.
Penance. Because you're paying penance.
And that's why they call it a penitentiary.
I never put it, but you're right.
Yeah.
All right.
But I mean, they don't do it no more like that.
But that's the origin.
Yeah, that's the origin.
The etymology of the word. The origin of the word.
Penitentiary.
Right. All right.
But now you look at it now, and they're getting away from penitentiary because they know you're not repenting, but they're getting into treatment. Now you're going to treatment.
That's where the prison I was in. I tell everybody this. And prison is a bad thing. Nobody wants to go to prison. But, and I'll tell the truth. This is the truth. I cried when they told me where I was going. Because I thought that I was going to go kill somebody. Or that I was going, it's rough prison. When they told me it was transferring me more, I cried. Because I'm thinking, I'm never going home. I'm never going home. Because
now, when you say I'm never going home, what flashed in your mind?
I was going to kill somebody.
No, other than kill somebody, what were you going to be missing? Because I'm never going home. Because to say I'm never going home got to mean that I'm going to be missing something.
Home.
But what about home?
Everything. Niggas got life fucked up.
What about everything?
Everything.
I don't know what everything is in your world. My world, everything is different.
Everything in my world is this. I'm going to miss being able to walk and smell a flower out in public.
Mm-hmm.
And I ain't got a guard looking over me. I'm going to miss pussy. I'm going to miss my mama. I'm going to miss my kids. I'm going to miss going to the riverfront like I did today. I'm going to miss my fucking freedom. I got to be around these motherfucking niggas all fucking day. I got to fight for my life every fucking day. I got to... Niggas think prison's a game. All these niggas acting like prison is cool and all that shit and glorifying prison. Ain't motherfucking shit cool about prison.
Well, let me play devil's advocate. I'm going to play devil's advocate for a minute here. Where was, because there's going to be some people that's going to say this too. Where were those flowers? Where was your mama? Where was your kids? Where was all this before you made this decision to go left?
They weren't there, and that's the problem.
So why were they there once you got there?
Because you miss this is, prison isolates you. It gives you so much time to think. Ain't nothing like laying in a prison cell on a roll of tissue and not even, it's not before you get to prison, 'cause you know the process is. You go through the city jail, you go to the county. So the process of those things, it's a maturation process that's progressive. So for somebody like me who's been in and out of jail, you go, damn, nigga, you smell like a motherfucker. You go to like a regular, a city jail, that ain't shit. So a nigga like me, nigga put me in a city jail, I go in that bitch, I grab me a roll of tissue, throw on the floor and lay down. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. I'm a nigga that do jail time. I've been a lot of time in jail. Where everybody else paranoid and they want to call their mama and they, excuse me, and they want to call everybody else and they panicking and shit and they want to slip and talk because I'm a nigga that been in jail. I go in there, bitch, and I lay down because I already know what it is. It's gonna be addicts in there throwing up right over your. It's gonna be niggas shitting right over your head. Niggas gonna be throwing up. Niggas gonna be fighting. Niggas gonna be. And then when you move to the Wayne County jail, or you go to Clark County or any other county I've been into, it's a whole nother level. Because then you still have addicts that's gonna be shit. And if you in the quarantine before you get processed, you're in there with these addicts and these killers and whatever the fuck you're in there with. That's what the fuck you're in there with. And you have to be able to process it. So I was blessed to have a lot of people, you know, I got picked up. I can't go into it because I get a whole bunch of people in Wayne County jail in trouble if I really tell the truth. But I'm not trying to get nobody in trouble. So I had a lot of breaks, though. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things that people go through in jail, I never go through, you know, because the people I know. So from going from that, from the county and the city jail system, I tell you like this. I watched a man. I was in Clark County, a lot of Fed cases there. I was in Clark County. And the regular precinct jails and the county jails, they don't have the best medical facilities. In prison, really, because I almost died in prison because I couldn't get medical help. But you get more medical help in prison than you do in a county jail or anything else. I watched a man every morning in Clark County take a pencil, put the eraser on one of his teeth, and knock his teeth out of his mouth. Every morning this man did this because his teeth were so bad and he couldn't get medical attention. So every morning we made it a fact to wake up and cheer this nigga on and watch him knock his own fucking teeth out with a pencil and a book.
Mm-hmm.
Do you hear me, bro?
Yeah, I hear you. So now you done got to the prison you don't want to be in, that you thought was gonna be the worst place ever.
Was the best place for me.
All right, it ended up being the best place for you, but initially it was the worst place that you thought you could ever be. You're in prison. You got they give you your mattress, they give you your hygiene items, and you walk to your room.
It don't really work like that. This the truth. When I got there, in processing, I was sitting in processing.
Because before we go any further, I'm gonna be honest with you. Doing what I do, dealing with what I deal with, you know, even today, Melvindale police officer lost his life in the line of duty. You know, but on a daily basis, I'm in contact with DPD every day. I'm in contact with everybody every day. You know, is what I do. But what I have to say is that I have to give the most courage to those that work in corrections, regardless if it's the deputy sheriff, the deputies that work in the county jails, or MDOC.
I get the respect to the ones that's doing the good shit, because I'm going to tell you the truth. Most of them are crooked, and I'm telling you that as somebody who's done crooked business with them. When you're in the Wayne County jail, I don't give a fuck what nobody says, because I'm the nigga that moved cigarettes and dope through that bitch, and the police the one that brought it to me. So can't nobody tell me when I was in prison, I watched the guards. They the ones flooding the shit. So I feel you. The good ones is good.
No, I don't. I think everybody knows that. There's only one way for it to get in.
It's only one way for it to get in. You might get some of your girl bringing some of the pussy, but the majority of that shit coming in from the police.
Yeah, I get that part. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, them officers,
they put their life in jeopardy though.
Yes, are putting their life in jeopardy.
They put their life in jeopardy.
Because I'm gonna tell you like this. I see it all, I deal with it all the time. At some point, 90% of these people are gonna be released. And depending on how you treated these people while they was in there, you gonna run across them at some point. On the out. I run across, I used to work with juveniles in a juvenile treatment facility, and I run across them all the time. Matter of fact, just the other day, I ran across a juvenile that recognized me.
That's the least of your worries in prison.
I mean, but you may
this nigga's in prison to kill you, and you like
you gonna it may happen in prison, but at the same time, it also could happen outside of prison. Because how I treated you in prison, you may not never forget that because all you got in prison is time to think.
It's a nigga I'm worried about to this day from prison because I know the animal that he was in prison.
And I ran across a kid, who used to be a kid that recognized me, but I didn't recognize him because when he was a kid, he ain't had no tattoos. He ain't had no, he ain't had no facial hair. And he's saying, Dylan, that's you? And I'm like, damn, who the hell are you?
It's something when the police do that to me though. I'm on the other end where the police be like, that, and I'm like, oh shit. And I'm like, but they know me from prison or from jail.
You know, but the way I treated him while he was in there affects that individual to where he is, I ain't like you while you was in there, but you was that guy.
That's always a threat. There's always a potential for
you was good. You write me up. You write me up, but I knew when you did it, it was for a purpose.
I think that's a reason why a lot of the officers in depths go the way they go, because you find that most of them are very lenient, and they know that the drugs is moving. There's nothing that goes on in prison that they don't know what's going on. And I'm telling you that because I'm the nigga they come talk to. I don't give a fuck. I tell the truth. I'm the nigga the police come talk to. I'm the nigga they come say, yeah, they're going to come raid today, collect everybody's shit. I'm telling you the wrong. Collect everybody's shit, doo-doo. They come in the raid. This is what the officers come tell me. And you pass it back. I was the rock boss on a lot of places. And I was the one that make sure everything go right in prison and the Wayne County Jail. So they come to me. They don't go to no sergeant. They don't go to nobody else. They come get doo-doo. They say they can go collect everybody contraband, everybody shanks, whatever. They don't give a fuck. They tell me, put it in a fucking bag. They take it. The officers fucking take it and put it in a secure area. After they come through and raid, they give me the bag back, and I go pass everybody's shit out.
You know, so your time is coming. You 1 year in, you 2 years in, you 3 years in, you 4 years in. It's a matter of time before you released. What are you thinking about when that time comes? Because you never thought this time was coming.
No, I was trying to touch on it earlier because you asked me when my thought process had changed, right? So when I left Carson City and I knew that I was going to MTU.
What is MTU?
Michigan Transition Unit.
Okay.
You know.
That's in Iona?
Gladiator School.
That's Iona?
Yeah, it's in Iona.
And that, you say it's called what again?
Gladiator School.
No, the abbreviations.
MTU.
MTU stand for what?
Michigan Transition Unit.
And that's supposed to be what?
I mean, that's just the name of it. But
it's a transition unit for a reason, though.
No, but it's
transitioning you from.
It used to be, but it's before I got there. It was, from my understanding, it was a lot of life. It was still lifers there. A lot of lifers there when I got there. So there was no fucking thing as transition because the lifers were there. They segregated us because I was on a program for a reentry program. I was on a pilot program. I was scared though. I didn't know that's why they was sending me there. That's what I'm trying to express to you. So I was scared because I knew the kind of people that were in the prison. You know, a lot of bad people. When I got to MTU in processing, and process take a long time. This is facts. So I'm sitting and processing by myself. And these young boys is clowning. And they punking everybody to come through there. They ain't sitting there. We in there hours. You know, process take a lot of time in prison. So I'm sitting here and finally got to the point where they start fucking with me. And you know, I have my little plastic fork and shit, my plastic fork and shit.
How you get that?
Because they feed you.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking, little stubby ass pencil. You know, little stubby ass pencil they give you. So it was getting out of control. And I already had it in my mind that I was going to kill the first motherfucker. I'm just being honest. I'd already had it in my mind because I was scared. And I knew that prison, you can't be some like first motherfucker. I'm going ape shit. And if I kill him, I kill him. So that's why I thought I was never coming home. Because I knew how I was going to be if I had to dress shit. So I'm sitting here. And the shit got out of hand. It was an old ass lifer there. I don't know the man's name. I don't even think I ever saw the man ever again. I don't remember ever seeing him again. But he was sweeping the floor. And it had got too far from me, Mo. And you know me, I went to go get up. And I was ready to go. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know what this old man saw in me. And I ain't never had nobody do this shit. And I was going to stand up in one of the little plastic blue chairs. And he was sweeping the floor. And I went to go stand up. And I don't know if he saw the pencils in my hand in the front. And he just knew that it was getting bad. And he pushed me back down in my fucking seat. Old ass nigga. He pushes me back down in my seat. And I know I'm about to get my ass whooped. You know what I'm saying? Because there's too many of them. But I'm still going to fight. So he was giving me my out. But I still got to stand my ground. And he asked me a question. This just sounds crazy. This old man asked me. And usually, but I'm trying not to have to go. So he gave me my out. So I'm not punking out, but I'm taking my out though. You know, because I know that if he hadn't said nothing, I was about to get mangled and I was about to kill somebody. I was going to kill the first thing I put my hands on. So he pushed me down. And I'm looking at this motherfucker. I'm like, bro, I'm taking my out, you old man. I'm taking my out because I really don't want to have to do this shit. And he look at me. And he like, man, let me ask you a question, young blood. Old gang asked me. He said, man, let me ask you a question, old blood. And I'm like, what the fuck is you talking about, nigga? You know what I'm saying? You seen what the fuck going on. You can put your fucking hands on me. But I'm still trying to take my out, though. I'm talking tough, but I'm taking my out, though. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, put your hand back on me.
Yeah, please.
Don't take it off.
Please. I'm trying back. Put your hand back, nigga. Quit playing. Push me back down, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to act tough. You know what it is. So I'm trying to act tough. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, the fuck are you talking about, old nigga? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, nigga. He like, nigga, calm down, young blood. Like, calm down, young blood. Calm down, young blood. Let me ask you a question. Most powerful shit I've ever heard in my life. Saved my life, Mo. It just saved my life in long term in life. It just didn't save my life then. What the man told me saved my life. It changed my life. He pushes me down. You know, he said, man, let me ask you a question, young blood. And he pushing the broom and shit. Oh, poor ass thing. Let me ask you a question, young blood. Young blood, let me ask you a question. I'm playing it. Go ahead and ask me a question, nigga. So he say, young blood, what a dog do? I said, man, what the fuck is you talking about? I'm like, this is some murder shit about to go on here. Nigga, what the fuck is you talking about? I'm still playing my out though. You know what I'm saying? Because I really don't want to have to. So I'm like, keep asking me questions, but I don't want. You know what it is. So I'm playing tough. So I'm like, nigga, what the fuck is you talking about? Nigga, he like, nigga, you said I could ask you. This is what he told me. You said I could ask you a question. This is how prison work. I told that man he could ask me a question, so I got to shut the fuck up. Let this man ask me a question. So he said, answer the fucking question. So I said, all right, bro. I said, man, a dog lick you in bark. He said, yeah, young. He said, yeah, young blood. Yeah, young blood. That's what a dog do. That's what a dog do. And he go to act like he goes push his little broom and shit. Then he turn back and look at me and say, let me ask you another question. I'm like, nigga, I'm still trying to play tough though. I'm like, what the fuck did you do? I gotta play tough because these other niggas here. And I'm like, I'm trying to play tough. But this a murder nigga that I'm talking to. Oh, that's murder nigga. So I'm like, nigga, what? He said, man, what the fuck you expecting? He said, what a cat do? I'm still trying to play. I'm like, what the fuck is you talking about? You know, I'm trying to play tough. What the fuck is you talking about, man? He's like, you said I can ask you a question. He said, this nigga talking to me. Like, you said I can ask you a question, young blood. Answer the question. I said, man, cat gonna me out. He said, yeah, young blood. Yeah, young blood. Then he turned his back on me. And he act like he gonna push his motherfucking broom again. Then he turned around to me again. But now I got kind of pissed. You know, to the point where I'm just like, I gotta fight. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking, I gotta fight. So he like, man, let me ask you another question. And I'm pissed. He like, calm down, man. Like, he said, man, he looked me straight in the fucking eye. And I'm in my chair still, and he looked me in the fucking eyes. And he set his broom to the side. He looked me in the fucking eyes. And he says to me, what do you expect a fucking fool to do, nigga? And I had to look at him and think about it. I said, a fool gonna be a fool, man.
Yeah.
He said, yeah, right. And if you let a fool make you a fool, you're a fucking fool. And it changed my perspective on life.
Yeah, man, shit. If you argue with a fool, you become a fool.
But it took that prison situation.
Yeah.
It changed my whole
If I ain't mistaken, I think that's in the Proverbs.
viewpoint. And I hear that. I'm a Bible man. But just the way he gave it to me and the situation, it changed my whole viewpoint.
Yeah. Hey, you argue with a fool, you become a fool.
And he was like, nigga.
So I can't tell the difference
between the fool
and the fool.
And the fucking fool.
I can't tell the difference.
And then I realized that I had been a fool all these years. Because I had been letting fools. So I was a fool. And he made me understand that.
Yeah.
Right fucking then.
Yeah, you let fools make you become a fool.
And so he's telling you the fool, nigga.
Yeah. What makes you no different than the fool that got you to become a fool?
I didn't understand that. To prison and fucking processing about to kill a nigga.
Yeah.
I didn't understand that. If that man hadn't took the time to...
It was an old guy back in the day when I first started off in law enforcement. I used to be. You
ain't got no pops. What the pops at, bro, man?
I used to be gun ho. I used to be gun ho on shit. Gun ho on all type of shit all the time. Just had to go. This guy told me his name was Officer Snow in Inkster. He told me a long time ago, and I still use it to this very day. Walk slow and drink water.
I know you tell it to me all the time. I think about it, bro.
Yeah, walk slow and drink water. Walk slow. It's a marathon. It's not a race. It's not a sprint.
Some things have power. Just in mind.
The shit that's happening is gonna always happen. It's always gonna be there. But take your time on the shit that you do. And make sure you get it right the first time.
You ain't never articulated that way to me before. That's the first time I heard you articulate.
You know, so when you put the two together, if I have this cup full of water and it's filled to the rim and I run with it, by the time I get to the end, I'm gonna have very little water, next to none. But if I have this cup full of water and I walk with it, I'm gonna have more
all your water. Right.
when it's all said and done. I don't gotta be in a rush. I don't gotta do all this shit. It's gonna be there. It's not going nowhere. So take your time. Even to this day, when I deal with people and I train people all the time, and I tell them, just walk slow and drink water.
That man made me. I made my own mantra after that man. From that day after that man talked to me, when I finally got to my regular cell, I made my mind up and I said to myself that I would never let my situation dictate my character.
Mm-hmm.
And I never. That man gave me that thought process though. A prison nigga. You know what I'm saying? Gave me that thought process that I was allowing my situation to get me out of my character. No, I don't want. I ain't no killer, but don't push me. But if a nigga was pushing me, and sometimes, and that was part of the reason why I went to prison, because they said you had a chance to get away. That's what they told me. That I had a chance to get away. You know, I could have ran out of my own house. That's what they told me. You know, which in hindsight, I couldn't. I'm just being honest. I couldn't. Mm-hmm. But it might have been a potential. They wasn't there. They don't understand, and didn't nobody want to hear that. There was no chance for me to run. But I understand what they're saying. To avoid that magnitude of violence, do whatever you have to do to avoid that amount of violence. If it's in any means possible, then you need to do that.
Yeah, you know, but what I really want to know, and I think a lot of people want to know after seeing this is, you know, what did you take from prison to incorporate into your everyday life today?
That I won't let my situations dictate my character, because you just spoke on it. That life is gonna hand you shit,
mm-hmm.
and I can't allow that, because outside influences should not dictate who I am. I should, if I'm a good person, I shouldn't allow my situations I shouldn't allow myself to be a bad person because of my situations, like me finding the wallets and all this other money shit. I shouldn't allow my situations to dictate my character. And I had been allowing that all my life because I like to think I'm a good person, but I was stupid. Like the man told me, I was a fucking fool.
Mm-hmm.
I was a fucking fool, and I allowed my situations to dictate my character. And I was going out of my character, and I paid the price for the shit. So that's the biggest thing I learned in prison. I've always been a person to take accountability for his actions. So I didn't learn nothing about no accountability, because I've always been a person to take accountability for. So that wasn't the biggest thing I learned from prison. What I learned is that, Curt, you're a fucking fool. You've been being a fucking fool. That's
right.
What the fuck I learned.
You know, and I like to say, you know, I'm real big on quotes. I'm real big on inspirational wording, and a lot of people don't understand one person that either has some quotes or has some real inspirational words of wisdom that you never think of. I don't know if you ever think of them or ever thought about it, but that Sylvester Stallone in his Rocky movies,
One of my favorite scenes,
always had something inspirational. Anything from from his trainer, his old trainer Mickey, to when he told
it was Mickey. You right?
It was either Mickey or it was Apollo Creed.
No, it was Mickey.
That told him there is no tomorrow.
That's Apollo told him that.
Yeah, there is no tomorrow. And when you're young and watching it, you don't understand what that means. There is no tomorrow. And when he also, and it was another one that he said in Rocky 4 after he won the match, and he said, I had my thoughts of y'all had y'all thoughts of me.
Yeah.
But after today,
Rocky said in the speech after he fought the Russian.
Yeah. I can't remember the words verbatim.
Yeah.
But he said, after this fight, you're good people, you see that I'm good people, and together we can make even more good people. And then he had another one with his son who said that his son didn't want to have no advantage because of who his father was. And he told his son that life is gonna hit
Beat
you.
Those powerful quote.
Yeah, it's gonna beat you down to the ground like no other.
Like no other.
And it's not how many times you fall down, but how many times you
get back up.
And if you know your worth, go get your worth.
Go get it
for what it is. But you can't go blaming people
nobody else
for what you don't have and what you can't
it's
get.
On you.
It is on you. When it's all when it's all said and done. So even when you said earlier that because of Donald Trump I made this much money, I was able to make $250,000. No, it wasn't on Donald Trump. It was on you.
I understand what you're saying.
You made that. You made that happen for yourself.
I understand that, but you're missing what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying because Donald Trump is because he put the money in the people's pocket to spend the money so I could go get it. So even though I wouldn't get it, if the people didn't have the money to spend, I couldn't have went and got it. So that's the only reason I say that. But I agree with what you're saying because my drive made me go get it. But if he had to put the money in the people's pocket,
but I don't see. I didn't see Donald Trump giving you an extra bus pass to walk to a goddamn bus stop.
I understand what you're saying,
for 5 miles at a time. I didn't see Donald Trump.
I was doing the walk, wasn't I?
Yeah, I didn't see Donald Trump. I didn't see Donald Trump on the phone with you on your Bluetooth while you made these walks. I didn't see Donald Trump.
I put in the work, but
yes, so I didn't. But there's a lot of people that wouldn't have put in the work.
I put in the work.
That wouldn't have put in the work.
But he made it a lot easier for me.
You think he made it a lot easier for you?
He put the money out there for me to go get.
Shit, everybody put the money out there for you to go get.
Not like he did.
Shit, you don't know that. Everybody put the money out there for you to go get.
This is what I base it off of, right?
I mean, granted, I'm gonna put it to you like this, and I'm gonna leave it at that. When I got my house, shit, Donald Trump didn't do shit for that.
How much was your house when you bought it? How much is it worth now?
How much was my house?
No, we ain't expect, but your house is worth more money now than it was when Trump was in office.
But that goes that don't go by your president. That goes by how fast people buy houses in your neighborhood.
No, that's how people.
Because if you live in the hood, your house in the hood is not going to sell like that.
That's what people think, but that's not how it works.
Your house in the hood ain't going to sell like that.
This is what I'm saying, Mo. He put so much money in the. This is what rich people understand, and this is why I don't understand why everybody act like rich people don't want niggas to have money. Because rich people absolutely want niggas to have money.
They don't want niggas to have money.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
Because then they won't have no money.
No. Yes, they do. Because a white man can't get the money if he don't give it to somebody. Somebody got to spend it. So listen to what I'm saying. A white man ain't got no problem giving no money to no nigga because the nigga gonna turn around and give it back to that white man. So the white man ain't really got no, because it's all coming back to them. The only way they're going to have a problem is if we start spending money in our own community. So the white America knows that the biggest spender and the biggest waster of money is niggas. So they don't have no problem giving niggas money because niggas going to come give it back to them. Niggas going to buy shit they don't need. They're not going to spend no money with no niggas. They're going to spend it with white people. So white America, that's some game they playing on us to think that they don't. No, they absolutely want niggas to have money because they going to get that money back. That's a business. Any businessman knows that.
Well, that's almost like an oxymoron. I want you to have money, but I don't want you to have no money.
No, they don't want you to have enough.
No, I want you to have money, but I don't want you to have no money.
They don't want you to have no generational wealth. But nigga, I'll give you $2,000 because you gonna come spend $199,000.
Therefore, you don't have no money.
But you do got when I gave it to you. You just gonna give it to me.
There you go again. Once again, you don't have no money.
Oh, you had it. You just
no,
gave it to me.
Once again,
you
don't have no assets.
Right.
You don't have no assets.
No, they're not trying to give you no assets.
So once again, you don't have no money.
No, you have assets and money are two different things.
That once again, you don't have no money.
No.
Because the money I put in your pocket that's paper is not worth a goddamn thing.
I can dig that.
But if you have assets,
but we
you don't have
assets,
no. You don't have. So I don't want you to have that.
That's what I'm explaining is this.
I don't want you to have that
because they don't want to give us the generational wealth capability. What they have to do is keep the economy flowing. So they only do that with cash. So you're right. They're not trying to give us an economic ledge, but what they are doing is they're going to keep the money circulating to them because they owe a debt that they got to pay. So they got to get the money and they got to get the labor out of us. So that's.
I put it to you like this. If you go to that same rich person, same wealthy person that's wearing Gucci, Louis, whatever other designer shit, and you come to the same broke person that's wearing Gucci, Louis, Versace, all this famous shit. We both got on the same clothes. You know what the difference is?
One black and one white.
No.
What's the difference?
All your shit say it out loud. Your glasses gonna say Gucci on it.
And that's
listen. Your clothes is gonna say it on it. But that same person, that same wealthy person that's wearing Gucci, you gonna see, but you never gonna see no symbols of it.
And that's what I'm saying.
So therefore, you don't. So therefore, I want you to do this and keep giving me all your money.
That's what I'm saying.
So you don't have no assets.
I ain't saying we ain't talking assets. Those are different conversation. We said money.
That's the wealthy person's money.
I agree with
that's
you.
the wealthy person's money.
No, it is. But you know
our
how they get
money,
their assets?
Our money is
their assets.
No, our money is what I have in my pocket right now. Their assets is, if you sit there and say Donald Trump is worth $2.5 million, it ain't the $2.5 million in his pocket. It's
his assets.
Yes, it's his.
How do you acquire assets with money?
It's his casinos.
But how do you get the casinos with money, right?
No, but the assets don't mean money.
No, you can only acquire assets with money.
I could be dead broke. But if I get, but if I have things,
how did you get them things?
No, listen to me. If I have these things, if I own real estate,
how you get that real estate with money, right?
With money,
right?
But the money that I spent on this real estate is now worth more than what I put the money into.
I agree with that.
So therefore, your assets is what gives you your wealth.
I agree with that, but that's not what we were talking about. You're right in what you're saying. I'm not negating what you're saying, but we said money. And it takes money to buy assets. And the only way you can get that money is by putting it in the system.
Wealthy people money is different than broke people money.
Absolutely.
Broke people money is assets. But broke people money is dollars.
So this is what
broke people money is debt.
Donald Trump was considered broke, right, at one time. But his assets, but the way he acquired them assets is by getting money from his housing complexes that he had niggas living in. That's the truth.
Yeah.
So he acquired his assets off niggas' money.
Yeah, but not ask you how much what's your money?
I got assets.
No, you ask what is your money is money. His money or their money is assets.
Their
money
their
is
wealth, because it's not really money. What you said, their wealth, because they're wealthy, but their wealth is not in physical dollars. It's like what Chip tells me, and I hate it, but it goes back to what you're saying. Chip buys gold. I just went and bought these earrings. They cost me $140. I just bought these the other day. But I only bought them, because of the asset quality of it. So he buys things that are assets. They look good. It's not money. This ain't money. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to take this motherfucker off my ear. And it's worth money. That's what an asset is. So, but it took money for me to buy this earring. And I didn't get this money. I had to go work to get the money to buy this asset. So they're the same, but they're two different entities. And we have to understand that. So the generational wealth is they'll never give us where we can ever acquire any assets to liquidate or to compensate. So you're right. But the terminology is not consistent. They work together, but they don't work together. Because it takes money to get assets. Nobody is going to say, give me this house. No, the motherfucker took money. And he got that money from somewhere. And where did he get that money from? Common people. And people understand that. There's only two people in this world. There's either a consumer or a producer. You're either producing something or you're consuming it. A consumer spends money. Somebody who produces has assets. And that's the difference. If you're a consumer like most people are, if you're a consumer, then you deal with fucking money. But if you're somebody who's contributing and producing, you deal with assets.
And what I can afford and what you can afford is you can have a pocket full of money in your pocket and say, I can afford this, that, and that. I can be somebody with not a dime in my pocket But because I have assets, I can afford more than you.
Do you know what the biggest destroyer they did?
That's the reason why money is not paper money is not worth the paper that is printed.
Do you know what the biggest thing they did to black people to destroy their assets? Because we're having this conversation. So you know the biggest thing that they did to black people to stop them from having assets? Because the biggest asset that any person has is their house. So when you can't buy a home and you can't mortgage or borrow money against your home because your home is an asset. So because black people aren't in the market to have a home, if you got a $500,000 house, you can go say, nigga, I need $250,000 because you got that asset and you ain't never got to move out that house. But because that applies to what you're saying. So because of all the deals they did, and I forget the technical terms of it, where they wouldn't let black people buy all the loans. It's a whole bunch of bullshit to go through it. But because of that reason, we don't have it. But the biggest asset that the average person can have is their home.
And the second is what?
The second is what you might buy after that.
No, your car.
Eh.
Those are two biggest purchases. Those are
the two biggest purchases.
Yeah.
The two biggest purchases. But you can't get the money for your car.
No, you can't get the money
for your house.
No, you can't get the money for
you know
your
what
car.
I'm saying? A motherfucker gonna give you bread for that. You can reverse mortgage your shit and all kind of shit.
You can use your car to go continue to make money for your house.
But it's not really an asset.
It's not an asset.
No money against it.
It's a debit. But either way, but neither nor the you know.
But most people don't even think about that though.
But
most people don't even think about that. The biggest asset you can have is your home. But we're in an era as black people that we don't have that. So we don't have that.
When it's all said and done, because we're gonna get off topic. You came home from prison, and what was the first night like?
Overwhelming.
What was overwhelming?
It's no words to describe it.
What was overwhelming?
Everything.
Such as?
The world, freedom, you know, just, I've been in this cage, and I'm fucking free. And I ain't got to answer nobody.
You walk out the front door of that prison, and the air finally hit you for the first time in so long.
I told my mama.
Did the light feel different from being outside than when it was through the window?
I knew because they tell you about it, and niggas that been out of prison tell you hear all the stories and things you should and shouldn't do. So I didn't even want my mama and nobody to come pick me up. I wanted to get on the bus because I need that time. I was fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
Don't look. I fucked up.
Mm-hmm. When you say you fucked up, what does I'm fucked up mean?
Everything fucked up. Mind fucked up. I'm a tough nigga, scared of everything. Don't know nobody no more. You know, everybody. I'm prison. Just all kind of shit. You know, you used to just everything. Don't know how to talk to women. Don't know shit.
Mm-hmm.
Prison. That's where I know. You know what I'm saying?
How long was that bus ride?
Not long enough.
So they tell you get the shit. You going home. You get the shit, but they give you some money on your car or whatever.
I already had money. They give you money, but I already had money and shit.
Okay, you got your money. You're on the bus. You're on your way home. You get home. You spend your first night outside. You go to sleep. Wake up the next day. Were you waiting on some type of instructions? Get up. Time to eat. Child. Shower. Whatever. Was you waiting on some type of instructions?
Almost none more. To where it be, I did a medium sentence the last time. 6 years is a medium sentence. 6 years is a long time, though. You know?
Yeah, 6 years is a long time.
6 years is a long time. And a lot of things change. So, I still haven't adjusted. I still haven't adjusted.
What part have you not adjusted to?
This world is foreign to me.
Meaning?
prison lifestyle is different. A man only got two things. I quoted. His word and his balls.
Okay.
In the prison, you better have both them bitches.
You better have your word and your balls.
You better have them bitches with you.
All right, you got your word, and you gotta stand by what you say.
You better fucking.
So what about your balls?
You better have them balls, because you're going to need them.
Meaning what?
You're going to have to fight.
Okay.
You better have some balls.
So how did you fight?
You see my teeth missing?
Okay.
Nigga knocked them out.
For what?
He wanted to fuck me in my ass.
So if I had to take a wild guess, he was unsuccessful.
He was most definitely unsuccessful.
Okay.
He fucked me up. He ran me out my own cell. 2 animals in a cage. He was fucking me up. I punched him all in his dick because he was choking me the fuck out.
Mm-hmm.
So niggas talk about like the prison cool.
What bunk was you on, the top or the bottom bunk?
I was on the top bunk. I only respect him because he showed me respect to let me, this prison shit. It ain't no shit that nobody else gonna respect, but this prison shit.
Mm-hmm.
So to show me respect, he didn't sucker punch me. He could have mangled me off the top of the bunk when I was getting down. But it's just animal shit, man shit. He let me get my feet on the ground. He showed me that respect. But boy, when them feet touch the ground.
To get off, we're not getting off topic. But which bunk is the best bunk to be on, the bottom or the top bunk?
It depends on you. It depends on you.
So there is no prison rule to say.
Oh no, most niggas want the bottom bunk because you don't want to have to keep hopping up on the bunk. You know, it's just cooler where you can always sit down on your bunk. Because if you're on the top bunk and you want to sit on your bunk, then your feet dangle. If your bunkie down there, your bunkie don't want your fucking feet dangling in his fucking face. You know what I'm saying?
So do you sit on the end?
Sometimes that's what I'm saying. So it's a whole bunch of fucking problems.
Yeah.
Unless you just got a cool ass bunkie, or you've been bunking for a minute and y'all just cool, then yeah. But just in general, no. Nigga not trying to deal with that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Nigga feet fucking funky. Nigga not trying to have your fucking feet dangling in his face.
So you on the top bunk, y'all get into this physical altercation, and he allowed you to get off the bunk instead of dragging you off the bunk, and now both y'all 10 toes down, and y'all going for what y'all know.
He was whooping my ass. He whooping my ass.
I'm starting to feel like every time you talk about some shit, somebody whooping your ass.
Look, Mo, because everybody think I talk like I'm tough. Everybody like, because I'm a tough nigga, but me being tough is like Rocky say, it ain't about all the ass I done whooped. It's about because I've been able to get my ass whooped.
Uh-huh.
And I've been able to, I whooped a lot of ass, but I didn't have my ass whooped more. I ain't got no nerves in my face. My bones done been broke in my head. My back done been broke. My legs done been broke. I've been mangled up. So, that's what made me tough.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't all the ass I whooped. It's because I got my ass fucking mangled. And I bounced back.
Right.
And that nigga run me down with cars. And that nigga stole me out.
Mm-hmm.
The fuck?
So when you get a chance, there's another question I may want to ask, just because you said that.
I'm tough because I take an ass whooping. Not because I whoop out. I'm tough because I take ass whoopings.
So, do you give yourself credit? Do you ever give yourself credit for being able to go through this and wake up the next day and start life all over
Man,
again?
I'm happy every fucking day, Mo. Niggas wonder why I got so much joy. Because I've been through the worst.
Mm-hmm.
I got joy every day I wake up. I ain't going through that shit no more.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy every fucking day. Fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Niggas don't understand.
So do you give yourself credit?
I don't think about that shit, Mo, man.
But I ain't asking you to think about it. I'm asking you, do you give yourself credit?
How am I gonna give myself credit if I don't ever think about it?
Because each day that you go through, you get past those days, you get past the day, you get past the following day, and so forth. Do you give yourself credit?
I never think about it.
Yeah, you ain't got. I don't think about eating all the time.
How do I give myself credit? I don't think about it.
I ain't think of. I mean, I eat every day, but I don't think about. Oh,
you know what I think about? I thank God I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've dodged bullets. I've been stomped out, beat out. I've been through the worst of the worst. I thank God I'm fucking here.
So
that's all I think about. I thank God I'm here.
Yeah. So.
I just had a woman save my life. Come talk to me.
God can't do it by himself if you don't put in the work. God can't do it by himself if you don't put in the work.
For God, Mo, man.
But he can't. But he can't do it if you don't put in the work. You got to put in some type of work for God to be like, I got you 75% of the way. I got you 90% of the way. I got you 95% of the way. I just need you to give me 10%, 5%, 1%.
I never think of that, and I never want to take credit for that.
But that's I believe this is my thought process.
Want to take credit for that.
That's my thought process, is that you got to meet everybody in anything at some point, somewhere. Because granted, you can't do it by yourself, but at the same time, you got to be able to give yourself credit for meeting that individual or meeting God to a certain degree to say, I never gave up and you never gave up. I never gave up, but you gave me the most. I never gave up, but you showed me better.
You know your nigga. You ever know me to quit?
But that's not what I'm asking you.
I'm just saying, so I can't take credit for that.
But you can take credit for that. Because if you don't quit, if you quit and God say,
I'm stupid though. It's cost me a lot.
But you're not listening.
I'm hearing you though.
You're not listening. You got to give yourself some type of credit for something. You cannot say, I don't think, because that to me, I don't think that's possible for someone not to have a thought, for someone not to have a free will, for someone not to think a higher power.
I thank God, but I don't take no credit for it, Mo, man.
But part of you have to take some credit for it, because you got to take credit for saying thank you. You got to take credit for accepting.
I'm not taking credit. I'm giving acceptance that I thank him for saving my ass.
Yeah.
Because I should be dead. I thank him for saving my ass.
But you had to meet him halfway somewhere.
I did my job. I fight like a motherfucker.
All right.
I fight like a motherfucker. So I did my...
There go your credit.
I do my part.
So there go your credit.
But...
There go your credit.
I ain't taking credit for that shit.
For not doing your part?
Ain't nobody... You gonna kill me, you gotta fight me. You
just
not gonna kill me. Nigga, you got to kill me. I'm not gonna lay down and let you kill me.
That's not your part? So you fighting ain't your part? You fighting for survival isn't your part?
Survival is the first law of nature.
But it's two laws of nature. Is it the fight or flight?
Ain't no fighting me.
Okay, so you don't know yourself no part?
I can't take credit for that.
How can you not take? If you know it's either fight or flight, and you chose not to fight, but you chose to fight, you got to take some type of credit for it, and then you can't take all the credit for it. You can't take all the credit for it because there's a higher being that gave you that fight or flight, and then when he gave you that fight, you had to embark on that fight. That's like somebody giving that's like me.
I hear you, Mo. I don't ever want to take credit
listen.
for it.
That's like me saying, all right, I got a job for you, and my part was I got you the job. Your part is maintaining the job. You got to take credit for, you got me the job interview, you got me the process, you got me in the door, but I got to maintain that.
My thing is this with it, Mo. I hear what you're saying, but I don't ever want to glorify my violence, bro.
That's not glorifying.
I don't want to take credit for that shit.
But you got to, but you have to be able to, even though you don't want to take credit for it, you have to be able to say, I did my part. I did my part. And that's all I can do is my part. I can only be the best that I can be in doing my part. Now you may not be able to take the full credit for every dang on thing because without
you
God,
you been when niggas was shooting at me, right?
Because without God, there is none.
How did I make it through
You
when
know
niggas
what I'm
was shooting
saying?
at us the first time, Mo? How did I make it through that?
Shit, you made it through God.
I can't take no credit for that shit.
But
I slipped and fell, or I'd have been dead.
But had you not took off, period. Had you not took off, period. Had you said, you know what, I'm gonna be stupid today and stay in my grind.
I would if you had told me.
But
I was gonna fight them niggas, and if you had to pull my ass away.
Okay, that's fine. But you still did it. That's fine, but you still did it. So you gotta give yourself some type of credit on something.
For being stupid.
Well, give yourself credit for being stupid.
I've been mangled.
That shit, give your credit for being stupid. Give yourself credit for being dumb. Give yourself credit for being smart. You gotta give yourself credit for something.
I don't want nobody to ever look and say like, oh, that's cool.
It don't matter if you can look at it and say it's cool.
I'm talking about motherfuckers that might watch it. I don't never want nobody to glorify the sorry shit that I did. So I don't ever want to make it look like I'm proud of none of that shit.
So a learning experience.
So
teaching somebody else what not to do, and they take that and not do it. You're gonna be like, well, shit. If I wouldn't have done it, somebody else would have showed you. But I've done it, and you watch and you seen it, and you learn from it.
But that's what I'm telling you right now, dude. I don't ever want anybody. I'm not trying to. I'm not proud of none of that shit.
So I, from everything that just went on, I want to I think a lot of people have seen a lot, have understood a lot, and have seen you for who you are that they didn't know at one point, that know something now about you. More than what they thought they knew, and some things that was clarified for what they believed they knew, but now they know for sure on this aspect on who Doodoo Brown is and why Doodoo Brown is who Doodoo Brown is and how Doodoo Brown got to become Doodoo Brown. I think a lot of people are going to be able to take this and understand who you are. At the same time, they also going to understand why this is called Off the Clock with Mo. Because this is some shit that you will never, ever get from anyone, well, at least not from you, openly and willingly, to just volunteer to just anybody, but to be on this format for people that's done known you for years will be able to say, oh shit, I didn't know. Oh shit, for real? Oh shit, you did? Oh shit, you didn't? You didn't? Oh shit, I thought? And this is why we call this Off the Clock with Mo. Because you're going to get a lot more than what you expected. And I believe every time we do one, that people get a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more of Doodoo Brown / Curtis Brown.
I come to be honest, Mo, man.
And I just want to thank everybody for tuning
appreciate you giving me the opportunity.
I appreciate you for being here. And I appreciate those that's watching this and that's gonna have whatever comments they have. And I want everybody to subscribe to Off the Clock with Mo. I want everybody to do the likes, everything like that, because this isn't the last story that you're ever gonna have, with Doodoo Brown or even with Curtis Brown, whatever one you want to go with. It's not gonna be the last one with Brown. So I want to thank everybody for showing up. And that is the podcast for today. And I thank you. Subscribe, like, and we're going to have more podcasts.
Get at my boy. Get at him. He doing good things.